What's up, Kabroda crew? Welcome back to our live stream. Hopefully, all are doing well today. So, Spirit Maker's already giving us a little promo. Hit that like button and learn some price action. Hopefully, we'll teach y'all something today. That's our goal. If you guys do learn something today, make sure you hit that like button. It just helps us get out more. And then if you're not already, make sure you subscribe as well. That way, more people can see us, and we could just keep making these videos about TA and the like. Bitcoin basically is right back wherever we left it yesterday when we turned off the stream. Pretty crazy price action today. Well, into today. The battle box is back up and running. If you caught us on Tuesday, we had Cloudflare was having an issue, and so all of the ChatGPT and pretty much most of the internet was actually down. So we're back now, back in action, ready to get some trading on, get some BattleBox DMRs made. And I'm a little sick today, so if I sound a little funky, that's probably why. All right, let's jump into this here. Get our BattleBox stuff started for today. Crazy that we're right where we were. Let's just head on over to our GPT here and we'll set it up for today. Generate our daily market recap. If you guys want to follow along with me, you can go ahead and check out the link in our description. We have a link to our BattleBox right in there. It's completely free to use if you want to. You can pretty much do anything that I'm going to do in it. But yeah, completely free. Just check it out. Send it to anybody you want. You can use it however you want. It's just an AI that we made to help people learn how to trade and just help you trade. It is for educational purposes only, though. Make sure you contact a financial professional before making any financial decisions. We're going to go ahead, though, and start with that news shot. So, and we can grab the sentiment today as well. That'd be kind of a little fun change. So, we'll grab the news first, though. So, I'm going to open up Google here. Let's do a new window here. And we're going to go and check out cryptocraft.com. This is the site that we use for news. It's just super simple. You just head over to this calendar here and click on today's date. And it looks like we have some pretty crazy news today, this morning. And I think we were talking about this yesterday, actually. I think we clicked on it. We're checking it out yesterday. But 7:30 we had hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rate. So pretty crazy there. 7:30. So we're just now getting over that price action. Supposedly we'll kind of have to be a little weary of what's going on. That dump that we're seeing right now, right here, that could be part of that. We're just going to grab a screenshot of this here. Like that. And then we'll head back to our GPT and we'll just paste it in here. Now, we can go ahead and do the same thing for the crypto settlement or sentiment. And for this, you're basically just gonna go pull up crypto graph well, okay, you're gonna pull up coinmarketcap.com and then look for the fear and greed index, and you can see right here we got it at 15. So we'll just go ahead and take a screenshot of this here. Let's send it into that. Head back to our GPT, just drop it in. So you can see we got our different news events for today, and then here we got our fear and greed index. Pretty crazy, pretty far into the fear side right now. And then next we're just going to grab our 4 different screenshots that we need: 4 hour, 1 hour, 15, and 5. If you do have quad view, this is pretty easy. You just flip it to quad view and use that. But if you're like me, you don't have quad view or aren't able to do quad view, you can just go to that 4 hour and start here and just move your way down, just taking a screenshot each. So we'll just zoom out a little bit, get it set, and then auto it. Auto. So now that they're all autoed, we'll just take that screenshot. And if you don't know how to screenshot on Windows, it's just Windows key Shift and S. That'll open up the sniffing tool. You can also just search the sniffing tool in your like a little Windows search bar down here. That'll find the same tool. It's just a little easier to use the speed key, in my opinion. So drop it there for the 1 hour, and then we'll head to the 5 minute. Same thing. Oh, 15, sorry. Now we're going to that 5 minute. Alright. That's all 4 screenshots, and then now all we need is the FRVP levels and the 30-minute candle. So for this, I always type it in FRVP levels. Volume. Well, actually, no, we want to go 24 hour, then volume A high, POC, and volume A low. Let's do the morning ones. Volume A high, POC, and volume A low. And then we'll do the 30-minute candles as well. High and low. And that's all we have to do for now. We're just going to go grab these levels, and then we can just go ahead and paste them right next to where they're supposed to go. So what we'll do is we'll head back to TradingView. And this is easiest to do on the 1 hour, so that's what I'm going to head to on the 1 hour here. And yeah, had to get a little sip of coffee. Okay, so on the 1 hour, what we're going to do is we're going to go and grab this tool, and then we're basically just going to set it up on here. So if you already have it started, just using your hotbar, but for most people, you're going to go from the crosshair down 1, 2, 3, 4, click over, and then you're going to go to the volume base, and it's going to be fixed range volume profile. And then we're just going to go from 12 UTC yesterday to 12 UTC today. So for me, I'm at UTC -6, so I'll be at 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. So 6 to 6, just like that. And then what we're going to do is throw our levels back on here. These are going to be our 24-hour levels. So if you already have these, you can just go ahead and grab them and drag them. But I turn those on. If you don't have them, it's just Alt-J to make one of these lines, and then you can go into the settings and mess with it. We have a whole video covering how to do that kind of stuff, so make sure you check that out if you are a little confused on how to do it. should be in our Traders Toolkit playlist in there. All right, once we get these pretty close to lined up, and these are going to be support and resistance lines, so they don't have to be exactly on the yellow, red, and blue lines, but they got to be close. Oh yeah, by the way, red is going to be your 24-hour, yellow will be your POC, and blue will be your volume area low. Once we get them set up, though, we can just you can either grab the levels now or grab them here in a minute. I'm just going to grab them all at the same time. Just to make it easy. So I'll go ahead and close those out. Now for the morning ones, we're going to move it from 6 to 2. So basically we'll be going 8 to 12. I think UTC, let's see. Yeah, 8 to 12 UTC. So we're going to move my marker from 6 o'clock all the way up to 2 o'clock. And it looks like we already broke out of our lines here, but we're going to go ahead and throw our morning ones back on, and these are going to be same thing, just line them up. So red is volume area high, yellow is POC, and the blue is your volume area low. If you don't know, volume area high, I guess I already said that one. VAH is volume area high, POC is point of control, and then VAL is your volume area low. We'll get those lined up, and then now all we have to do is just go ahead and grab the levels and input them into our GPT. If I can grab this chart and get rid of it, here we go. The easiest way I think I can find to do this is you just turn on all your levels and go over here to your object tree, and if you have them nice and labeled like me, you can just go down the line, double clicking and it will open the settings. If you don't already have them on here, you can just click on the line that you want and then go to settings and change the name, and that'll change it in here, the object tree. Or you can just go the old-fashioned way and click on the line and go to settings, or double click the line. A little more tricky to do, but you can do it that way. I'm just gonna go down the line over here because they're nice to set up. And you're just going to go, once you get settings open, you're going to go style, text, over to coordinates. And then you're going to go down here, there'll be a little number, and that's what you're going to copy, because that's going to be the coordinates of the line, and that's what we want. Once you do it once too, you don't have to do it again. You can just open up settings and then copy it. Alright, got the last one there. Moving on to that morning section. Pretty simple stuff, not too complicated. Trying to make it easy and accessible for people. If you guys do have any questions, just go ahead and throw them in the comments. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Alright, 30-minute candle is our next thing that we're going to grab. So we got all of our levels in here. Then we're going to go get that 30-minute candle now. So we'll close out there. I'm going to go ahead and hide my lines, so that way you don't have to see them. And then I'm going to go to that 30-minute candle here. Wow, rejected right off that 200 right there. Pretty crazy. 30-minute candle though, we're going to want the 6:30 candle or the 12:30 candle if you are using UTC. 6:30 though is what we are looking at. So basically we'll just hover over the candle, and you can either get the high and the low from up top, Right under where it says Kabroda on my screen, there's an H and an L with some numbers next to them. That's going to be your high and your low for whatever candle you're hovering over. And then the easier way to do it, though, is if you go to the object tree over here, and there's another tab up here in the object tree, the data window. If you open that, that'll have the high and the low right there, and you can just hover over 630 and read it from right there. It's just easier to see, so in my opinion, so I just like to open it and then I'll use it this way. The high is going to be 91,967. And then we got 91,677 for the other number. There we go. That's our high and our low, and now we can just send it in. Pretty simple stuff, not too complicated. You grab some coffee. All right. Hopefully, y'all are having a good day today. It's actually pretty warm here in Texas. Got a 80-degree day. It's supposed to rain soon, though. But being a trader, you don't care too much about the weather, so you don't have to be out in it. Unless you want to later in the day, I guess. Well, sometimes we like to spit these out. Sometimes it takes a couple extra seconds to think here, but just kind of waiting on it. Okay, pretty pretty long time actually. It's funny. It kind of like tells you stuff up here if you like watch it, but it's not like it's kind of random, so it's kind of hard to follow it sometimes. All right, so this is our DMR. This is what it kind of looks like. And we got the market momentum summary. So you got the 4 different time frames with some TA in them, or at least a little recap of kind of the TA that's thinking. The screenshot. So we got it at 14 today. Well, 15 it says. Thought it was 14. It doesn't really matter that much. That's close enough. We got key levels of support, which are what we put in here in 24 and in the morning. You got your trade strategy outlook, so things to be watching as you're looking to trade. What trades are possible, what trades are not possible. News events here, and then below that we got execution considerations. So these are things that you should be careful or just think about before you jump in. Weekly zone reference, we didn't provide the weekly FRBP levels. If you do want to, you can go ahead and ask the GPT how to do that. And then we got YAML levels, which are more levels here, and then you get the coordinates next to them. Excuse me. All right. Let's get into this. So we're going to start with the different time frames here, and we're just going to kind of move down to the charts, and I'll read the GPT's TA, and then I'll do a little bit of TA as well. And by the end, we should have a decent idea of what the market's trying to do here. All right. So for the 4 hour, we got a clean downtrend. Prices trading well below the 21, 50, 100, and 200 SMAs, with all MAs slipping down. We got a recent bounce off the sub 90k lows in only 90k lows. It's only a minor counter trend rally into the underside of prior support. MACD is negative but flattening, and the RSI is lifting from oversold. Bears are still in control, but short covering bounces are possible. Sweet. Okay. So we are below the 200 and the 21. That goes without saying. That's a bearish sign for us at Kabroda. That's something we kind of look for when we're looking for real fast, just jumping out the market. That's something you can look at is if we're looking at, if you're checking out the chart and you see the chart is below the 21 and the 200, you know it's bearish. If it's in between, it's more neutral. It's somewhat hard to trade. It kind of depends on time frame with this one, but it's kind of hard to trade. And then if it's above, it's bullish. So you get above 221, bullish. Right now we're below though, so we are bearish. We're kind of following this 21 down, so you can see we came up, hit it a couple different times. We broke down on Tuesday the 11th, and then we've gotten a breakdown, come up, retest, and now we're seeing another drop off here. One thing to note is I do see a pattern forming. So we've been talking about this decent amount the last couple of days. But typically when you see a downtrend like this in price action and an uptrend right here in the RSI, uptrend, or right, this one's almost sideways, but uptrend in RSI, this is kind of a pattern. So most people would probably point this out as a head and shoulders, but you get a drop here, and then a drop here, and then another drop here, and you go up. The one thing that we kind of noticed, I guess, here, well, we were told this, but basically you get a breakdown here, right? And then you get another breakdown, and this one's even harder than the last one, but you can see RSI is showing the opposite. So we got a breakdown and then a higher low here. So essentially with the downtrend here, uptrend here, you know that this price action is just going to retrace. Well, we had kind of set a number, but it's going to come back about halfway and then take off. So the easiest way to kind of figure out, well, where it's going to come back to is you drop a line here, drop a line up at the top. Really your neckline is kind of what you want. And this one's kind of hard because we did barely tap that neckline. But typically you want to see price action kind of come back up to the neckline, which we got the wick there, so that's hard. But technically we got there, I guess. But basically you throw it on there like this, and then you know that you're either going to come down to your 618, which we just hit, or your 786, or somewhere in between. That's kind of what we call, and most people call, the golden pocket. So you'll come down, hit that golden pocket, and take off upwards is the idea. That's kind of the pattern. In doing so, you kind of form head and shoulders. But the nice thing is you get in down here on this little bump, and you get in before most people do, which is at the neckline here. So when most people jump in, you're already pretty much getting out. You kind of throw your stop down below. Like say we got in right here. You throw your stop down like right here. And then even if you just took it right up to right up to the neckline, making 1.5 to 1. And you could probably take it farther than that. But typically, I want to say they go up to 1 about when they do fire or more. It really depends, but even just for that, you can make a 3 to 1. So not a bad trade. Obviously, probably depends on the time frame you're trading and everything, but that is a pretty crazy pattern that's forming right now on the 4-hour here. We got MACD kind of losing some of that bullish momentum we just started forming. RSI is showing that we're going to continue to kind of crawl out of this oversold or overbought range. No, oversold, yeah. Oversold range. Continue upwards. Our stoches are coming down here. That's not really something we would worry about on a time frame as high as this. It's a 4-hour. Moving on, 1 hour. So for the battle box, I'm going to close this out. The battle box, it says price rejected from a tight MA cluster overhead, and it's now back below the short MAs, with the 20 or 200 still far above and sloping down. Structure is a series of lower highs and lower lows, confirming today's intraday bearish control. Momentum oscillators are rolling over from mid-range. 1 hour suggests fresh downside attempt rather than exhaustion. All right, so that kind of negates that whole pattern we were just talking about. But so we are in lower lows to lower highs. So what that means is we're in a downtrend. You can see we have a higher high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and then now we're continuing in same thing for the lows. Once you kind of flip that, the idea is you flip the trend. So you can almost just draw 2 lines on here. And I've actually seen somebody trade like this, but they'll draw 2 lines on here like this and just follow price action. And then anytime they see it break to the upside and start breaking up, they'll take a trade. And I was like, wow, okay, pretty crazy. We don't trade like that here, but that there's all sorts of ways to trade, but that's kind of the idea, though, is when we're in a downtrend, we kind of follow those lines, and then when we start to break them is when we start to flip the other way. We are in between our 221 MAs, so that means we are in the neutral zone, leaning more bearish because we are right there on the 21. MACD just flipped to the bear side, so we're looking for more downside according to the MACD. Same with the RSI, you're seeing that curl and drop down. Stochastic is also curling down. The same pattern is forming here, so you can see we got some bullish divergence here, bullish divergence there. So bullish divergence is whenever prices, bullish or bearish, I guess, divergence is just whenever price is different than the indicator here. So typically use the RSI for this, but you can see we got a higher high and then a lower high. Higher low and then a lower low. And then on the RSI, we got a lower high and then a higher high. So price is going up here and down here. Pretty simple, means that you got some bullish divergence. Also works for the top here too. So for example, this isn't the best divergence, but here you got a downtrend in price action, and on here you got a sideways price action. So that technically means that we have some divergence, bearish divergence here as well. It's not super strong. It's not. The stronger it is, the more defined it is. So like the more price action is different from the actual RSI indicator. But basically you got flat RSI and downtrend here on price action. So that would be bearish divergence there on the top. But we're more interested in this bullish divergence. It's a little more cut and dry, nice and full on divergence. Other than that, not a whole lot to say about this one. We're looking decently bearish. According to the divergence, it's more than likely we won't take out this 88.5. Not to say that we won't, it's just more likely that we won't because of that divergence there. Typically, when you see divergence like that, you're looking for that flip in price action. All right. Let's move on to the 5 minute here. Oh, sorry, 15 minute. 15 minute, we got a sharp sell candle just above price back under both the 21 and 200s. Per logic model, the 15 minute bias is bearish. So, like I said, below the 15 and or the 291 and the 200 means we're bearish. It matters more for the 15 minute here because typically when we're trading, at least how we trade is a little bit more intraday tighter trading. So the 15 minute here being below the 221 means that we're looking for some more bearish trades today. If we flip it, then we're looking for some more bullish trades. Just simple. The MA stack is starting to fan bearishly again after a brief attempt to base. No clean to close break beyond any FRVK edge yet. Triggers are not confirmed. We're back to trading inside the value. Okay, so let's throw our lines on here. I guess we got a 2 candle close now. And now we're doing that retest of the volume very low, so possible downtrend here. Let's see. We got a little bit of a downtrend. You can see that our thing here, our little pattern is also here. So downtrend, uptrend, same thing here. There's not really a pattern forming like right this second in the chart. Kind of formed somewhat of a little flag pattern here. And then we kind of broke down out of that. If we threw the target on that, I think we already hit it. Yeah, we already hit it for sure. If it did full target, it would continue down about to the 24 volume area low. So that's about where our target is there. That we probably would have targeted anyways. News is playing out today until 8:45, 9, yeah. So that's something to kind of watch for, like I was saying. That there is a lot of high impact news today. So it is pretty sketchy, like right here right in the morning to kind of trade. Kind of have to let it play out a little bit longer, like Spirit Maker is talking about. As for the indicators here, we got a down play here, kind of losing some of the momentum here as we climb back up. And then you can see RSI is basically flat right here. It's at 50. We did get that spike down with the faster moving average, but the slower one is just right here under the 50. Stoches are looking to climb back up, so that's that is relevant here on the 15 minute. We are looking for that uptrade there, or uptrend there on the 15. Heading to the 5 minute. Again, we're below the 221. The outer box, and this could be a little late because we have kind of gone through all the other charts. So 15 minute or the 5 minute, whatever we set it in was a couple candles ago now. We got a fresh breakdown to the 200 with price holding below intraday MA stack. Stochastic RSI is leaning towards oversold, so chase shorts are risky. better wait for the 5-minute bear flag back test to broken support. Short-term momentum is currently favors sellers, but with whipsaw risk around value edges. So we got that retest right now, kind of coming up and retesting this volume area low. Technically, that is where we take our trade. Got those candle closes. Say we got in right there. The hard thing is with the news. This would be kind of sketchy to jump into. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say, I guess, about that. We got our breakdown here, though. We could continue farther, like we just showed, down to this volume very low. You can see MACD is flipping right now, so that's not a good sign for us if we're looking for this continuation. The Stochastic, or RSI, are doing kind of going sideways here as well, so not really telling us a whole lot. We are still sort of curved to the downside, but honestly it looks like it's kind of starting to flatten out here. Stochastics are starting to see a curl here, so we could see a curl and drop down farther. This could be like a little pullback before we continue down to our 24-hour volume area low. Again, this would have been a hard trade because of the news this morning. Yeah, that's kind of it. We'll go ahead and start up our battle box here. If you are interested in checking out any more of this, just go ahead, throw up your own. Most of it is we kind of went over as we were going through it, but there is some good information, and the battle box is set up in a way that you can just go ahead and ask it pretty much anything about any of the stuff on here, or just any questions you have about trading, and it should be able to answer them. If it can't, though, you can just go ahead and ask it on the live, and we'll try to answer it to the best of our abilities. Or just go ahead and ask it on any of our videos that come out. We do try to check all of our comments and respond to all of them. All right, let's make that battle plan. There we go. So the battle plan is basically just a little bit of kind of map for how we're gonna take trades today, and what we probably want to watch out for, things that we want to be thinking about, stuff like that. You can ask it to either make as well. If you aren't as maybe you're a newer trader, you can just ask it for a tradable battle plan and a tradable DMR, and it will make you a DMR or a battle plan with all sorts of little tidbits, little information, explanations of pretty much everything on here. It just makes it a lot easier to kind of read and figure out especially as you're kind of beginning trading. Once you kind of understand a lot of it, you can go ahead and just make a regular one. It is a little less chaotic, I guess, if you make a regular one, because you just know what you're looking for. But basically, we got some levels on here, which we already kind of went through. You got your go, no go checklist, so things to watch out for as you either take it long or short. Things to kind of watch out for as you're getting the timing ready, and then targets, and the news again, and then things to kind of watch out for when you're taking that trade. So we'll kind of check out the short, because that's the more likely one for today. So 2 15-minute candles below, and then we get that 5-minute retest, which is what we basically just took here on the battle box. And then we kind of just enter as the trade comes back up. We're going to be targeting that 91,000 to 90,008. That's about right at our volume area low for today, which is right here on this 90,000 pretty much. That's if we break that, then we'll just continue down. So pretty cool. That's not a whole lot to say about that, honestly. That's pretty much what that's pretty much what we threw on there already. Cautions, so extreme fear, violent squeezes in both directions. Yeah, we're pretty much extreme fear is something. It basically means we're getting ready to flip and go back bullish. Is essentially what it means. It means that people are like super scared that we're gonna go down and continue to go down. So yeah, basically, yeah, it just means that we're gonna flip the other way pretty soon. That's basically what it means. I mean, when you go up, you get extreme grades. So people are like, yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna go like $1 million Bitcoin, that kind of stuff. So then you see price action flip the other way. It's just kind of the trend of the market. But yeah, so it is something to be kind of mindful of because we are shorting. Will it matter for today? Probably not for the kind of trade that we're taking. But it is good, like Spearmaker just said, for the longer term trading. Not. It's something to be mindful of. It's not something to be stressed out about, I guess, as you're taking intraday trades like this. Yeah, not a whole lot really after that. Honestly, that's kind of what we're looking for. So, and you can see it's telling us right here, battle plan ideas. So different things you can ask it to do. But yeah, our trade's playing out right now as we're on the live. So we'll kind of see how it plays out. We'll have to watch it into the 9 o'clock era. Should be pretty much done by then. We'll see. But yeah, hopefully y'all have a good day. Check out our recap at 10. We do have that coming out for all of y'all to watch and enjoy. Spearmaker will take you through yesterday's price action and just what's going on, and it's a good way to learn TA and just kind of figure out what's going on for really today specifically, but also just to help you kind of learn what you're looking for, what's kind of going on as you're looking through the day with the TA, especially with our system, with the battle box system. But you could just learn TA from us and then go learn somebody else's system or make your own. It doesn't really matter, but for our system that we teach, that's a great place to learn it. And like I said, it's a great place just to learn TA in general. So we will be posting all these levels here from the stream on X, so check out those if you want to grab the levels. Other than that, we will catch y'all next Tuesday at 8. Happy trading, y'all, and we'll see you all then.